Okay, so first, thank you for apologizing. I've been following you since the chaos, really. Just keeping up. I've been following you prior to it as well. Okay. I'm in your area.
Okay.
So I'm starting off with thank you for apologizing because I was there, and I've been there ever since because it was so crazy. And I spoke on your social media in regards to just my feelings on it too. Okay. Right. Anyway, so my question for right now in regards to what you're saying for the third term, where do you stand today? Is your stance the same as far as you bringing it back? Is it dead?
You know, like I think, and see, this is again at the meeting. You go watching it. The mayor said that we were not exploring the issue. You do not need to bring it up again. And there were people in the audience that said, but you know, you can bring it up. And so we just want you to know. See what I'm saying? And what I'm saying to you is, I had already said I was not going to follow that. I just wasn't. Because, you know, I introduced it. That's all I have to do. Yeah. You said no. I talked to people in groups. They said, what, Councilwoman, this is what we think? I said, okay, I'm going to let that go. But you don't get to keep coming back and keep coming back. See how we back on it? You see what I'm saying? We back on the same thing that I have said I wasn't going to do. And you know why we back there? We won't say why. Somebody telling a lie.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that.
Okay, what you think it is?
I think we just want transparency because
if the mayor said it, how much more transparent?
Well, I agree. I think back to F1 when the residents said no and you did and you all did things anyway, right?
No, but the residents
but I'm just saying
voted on it.
So from just history, right?
What history?
From that instance, right?
So we said Formula One, we had some residents for it and some residents against it. It was never a valid issue. It was never a valid issue. So when people start saying that we were shystering and we were doing this and doing that, that was someone's opinion, and they're allowed to have it. Just like it's someone's opinion to say that I believe that it'll be good for the community. You follow what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say who's right and who's wrong, because everyone is entitled to their position. But what I am gonna say is that nobody shysters nobody.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yes, ma'am.
I have two questions. Number one, I understand, and thank you again for apologizing, because it takes me personally when they've done something wrong, so thank you. You said that, the mayor said that it was done with, I just want to be able to understand. When I come to the council meeting and I see it as part of the agenda, then I just assume that that's going to be a discussion that's going to be voted on by the members of the council. If we didn't show up and that's on the agenda, what would happen if y'all started discussing it? Do you vote on that?
No, see, it was my item, right? Every council person can put something on the agenda. It's theirs. And they have the ability to pull that item for any discussion. And so what I had planned to do that night was to say just what I'm saying to you. Every person has the right to vote. I don't believe that 40 people ought to speak for the entire electorate. But for peace sake, what I'm going to do for the second time is I'm going to pull this item and we're going to leave this alone. But I was not allowed to speak because of the booing and the jeering and whatever else happened. You understand? Like if we had had a conversation just like this here, and like I have with my residents, right? I had it. And when they told me what they felt, I said, all right, I'll leave it alone. Yeah. But you don't get to keep coming back with the same thing. Because they didn't let the issue die. Because that's essentially what it was going to do. It was going to die. I was not going to call a vote on it. I had taken it off the agenda item. And I said, well, since you keep coming back, I'm going to put it back on.
That's the problem.
Okay, but so what I'm saying to you don't came up here 4 months? That means 8 different times in t-shirts like somebody lying? And ain't nobody even bringing that up. It was never on the agenda.
Okay, well let me add this, because I like to think that I'm pretty much a peacemaker. If you see that a particular item is agitating the community and they're saying they don't want it, But then I'm hearing you say you brought it back up just because.
No, I didn't bring it back up. They continued to make it an issue. You see what I'm saying?
But you put it on the agenda, so you did.
I never was gonna bring it back up. I never was going to, I had given my word on that. But I'm saying that's when I started to feel bullied and I felt like you telling people that I'm a liar. I had said, I'm done with that. So the meeting comes, everybody, we don't want it. Okay. Next meeting, we don't want a third term. The third term is no. Okay. Next meeting, well, the third term, we're going to say third term no. Next meeting, go check how many times it came. And so what I'm saying is, okay, then you know what? Since I really don't believe, this is what I'm saying. I don't believe that 30 people ought to speak for 192. Let them all vote. And then be done with it. Now, if okay, I can agree that you disagree with the way I handle it. Okay,
No, I'm not, that's not what I'm saying. I was just trying to get a clear understanding. And I'm telling you, I'm one of the ones who actually spoke is because when I came to the council meeting, I look at the agenda, I read through all the items, and then I see that item. So then I said, well, I should speak again because I want to make sure that if they discuss that, they're not going to vote and pass that. Because I know by going out in the community, knocking on people's doors, I was personally asking the folks who I know can't show up at the council meeting, did you know that you're able to come to the council meeting? They have meetings once a month, and they talk about issues that will potentially impact you. How do you feel about elected officials having an extended term? They're like, oh no, that's not what I want. And so I said, well, you can come to the council meeting. If some folks don't come, then their voices are not heard. So I take the responsibility as a leader in my community to speak on the item. So that's the reason why I spoke about it, to see it there. And of course, I'm not going to address it.
But now, let me ask you a question. So if you don't see it on the agenda, what would you do?
If I don't see that item, then I wouldn't think that it's even an issue at all.
Right, and that's what was happening. The item wasn't on there, and people were still speaking on it. And that's what I'm saying to you. That item was not brought back for almost 3 months. And if people, and so that the 3 months they give you 2 or 6 different times where people were coming, speaking on an item that wasn't even there. And when they did, I said at the meeting, I'm not going to follow that up.
Okay, so right now, tonight, you're telling us that we don't have to worry about that even being an issue, that there's going to be.
The mayor even said it at the meeting, did he not?
Yes, he did.
If someone, let me put it this way. If it comes up again, it's not coming for me. Because I have already said that I'm not going to deal with that issue. So now, wait. If it comes up again, it's going to be from somebody else, or y'all will be the ones to do it again.
And my last concern was about Myrtle Road. I heard you say that there was no pools in Miami Gardens, but I've been to 3 parks in Miami Gardens. There's 3 pools.
Where?
And there's one at Bunch Park, there's one at Norwood, and there's one at Beatty.
Right. Is the one at Norwood working? No. And the one at Beatty was there? Well, no, I'm just asking you some questions that you don't have to give an answer to. But what I'm saying to you is that when you look at these kids and they live as far as they do apart, right? There's no place for them. There's no place for them to learn to swim, right? And so even the people. That's just an advocacy that I believe in and that I'm going to champion.
Okay, and one last thing. I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Before the Myrtle Grove Park restoration took effect, was people in the community allowed to vote or voice what they wanted there? Like I believe they voted or wanted a gym.
Yeah, they did. And let me tell you what happened with that. You want me to tell you? And I think I said it before. When we did the vote, what Mr. Clay had indicated to me is that people within a 3-mile radius had to vote, right, of the park. When you look at the 3 mile radius, you know what that included? That included the shopping center. You see what I'm saying? It included the shopping center, and those are not people.
That's right.
And so what ended up happening is that the 3 mile radius represented a small group of individuals. And so I told Mr. Clay, I said, now I want you to look at this envelope. The envelope doesn't have anything on here that identifies it as the city of Miami Gardens. I said, what it had was a return address and a stamp. I said, you don't send anything out like that that's this serious to residents. And I said, because this thing becomes, it would look like what? But that's what it looked like, jumping. And so what we had was a low response. So this is why I said that you had some problems with the way the survey was given out from the beginning. Listen, man, let me tell you something. I ain't trying to break no rules and tell no lies about nothing. I don't have, there's no gain in it. It's no gain in it. You understand what I'm saying? And so when I be telling y'all that it takes time to figure this out, gotta listen.
At your meetings on Monday, do you just to see for data sake, ask the people at the meetings, how many people would show up and would prefer a walking trail / gym?
Let me say something to you. First of all, Myrtle Grove Pool is a done deal. And what a done deal means is that they already are going to have a walking trail. They're already going to have a basketball thing. We've already put a space, even a space where a pool would go. We're going to already, everything with Myrtle Grove is done. Myrtle Grove is waiting in line with Scott Park and all of these other folks to get done. Mr. Clay has come to this meeting, if I'm not mistaken, at least 3 times. And he has shown where the pool will be left vacant and where the walking path, like I said, we've been working with Miami-Dade County, so the walking path will go the full parameter of Myrtle Grove so that they'll cut through some of their land to get through and around into the country.
Okay. In reference to what you just said,
Yeah.
I was at a meeting at the Bloomington City Hall, and they said that they were new renderings. Now, I'm not doing that.
That's correct.
But what I understood is that what you just laid out there, a lot of those things were changed, because I've been attending all the meetings.
Well, here's what I'll do.
That.
Next month, I'll bring the renderings here. And you'll be able to see for yourself. And if they are different than what you recall and I recall, then we're going to fix what's broken. Okay? But I don't have any recollection that they were changed from the moment the last time I saw them. So that'll be our next meeting. Okay? Yes, Mrs. Hughes. Are you done? Yes. Are you done?
For me?
No. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Hughes.
I just want you all to know that Myrtle Grove Neighborhood Watch has been organized, and we have a meeting tomorrow night at the library from 6:30 to 7:30 at the North Day Regional Library. And just to speak on some things that's been happening with Myrtle Grove, Councilwoman knows that I've been following this a long time, since 2000, maybe 2021. The survey was in 2022. Yes, she is correct that some rural surveys were given out because, or were passed out to the community because there wasn't a lot of people that was involved. They got the shopping center, okay? Mr. Clay sent it out to 500 people total. And the results that came in from Mr. Clay, I have emails, I have a copy of the numbers that came in, and the people still wanted the gymnasium with the walking trail and the fitness center, the outdoor fitness. And these are people that wanting some treatment. I'm advocating for the disabled, okay? These are people that I've been meeting and walking with that have disabilities. And we want to make sure that they are taken care of as well. We want to make sure that they're taken care of. Anyone can come to that park and use it. We want it accessible to any and everyone. Not a particular group or anything. You got more greens out there, soccer players come, they do their thing. Everybody has a part in it. Everybody has a part in it. They want some city benches up in there. So they, as they walk around, they might get tired to just sit around. They want some tables so they can bring their families out and enjoy. Let's just sit down at the tables for a little while. You know, and we know there's give and take somewhere, but I'm letting you know, this is what the community voted on. We had a choice. We had two options. We had the pool, we had the gymnasium. The majority with the survey agreed to the gymnasium. So in other words, don't shortchange us. You say you're working for the community, the people's voices. That was our voices on the survey. That's the bottom line.
And so like
That's all I'm saying. And I got any documentation, every documentation.
And so the issue here is, don't shortchange us. I never once said that the gym wasn't gonna be there. I never said it. I said it was gonna be there. I said the only thing that we were gonna do is take where the existing pool is and cover it. And that area would be left what? Vacant for the potential of a pool to be put in. And so what I'm saying to you is, nobody is being shortchanged. That's number one. Number two, every park that we have built is ADA accessible. It's a law. It's a law. It is not anything that we're going to build and not have everyone to have access. It's against the law. And so to assume that we're trying to do anything against any handicapped person, it's not fair.
Let me just come.
Please go
ahead. Because we were informed. The guy put back on there. It was taken off. We had a meeting with them. We had a meeting. It was the walking trail. And the outdoor was taken off because they wanted to accommodate all pool.
No, ma'am. Let me tell you. No. I'm not going to lie to you now because I'm not going to lie to you. What happened was they moved the barriers out to the street, right? Because what we have around that entire corner is the water department. And so when we build our parks, the gates prevent you from walking in them. Walking through the park. So what we had to do was get with the school board to allow the walking path to be on the exterior of the park, and then open up so you could walk within, just like we had to do over here at Brentwood. You see, a part of the walkway, it gets cut off. And so what you have to do is that you've got to take the gates and take them farther out so that you will be able to walk around and through. So your misunderstanding there is that it's a misunderstanding. Your misunderstanding there is that when you take a look at that walk has to be uninterrupted. So we had to get into an interlocal agreement with Myrtle Grove Park to ensure that people who come in and that they're able to walk in and through Myrtle Grove Park and come around by the water, and then come back into the park through the walkway, come back in through the school. And if you go over there, you'll see a double gate that's there. That's where that walking path will come all the way around, go back on the property, and go back in. Now, that may be a misunderstanding, but we'll see next week. And if I'm wrong about it, we'll fix it. Okay? But the goal is not to have nobody to do it. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it to not to. It just ain't worth it. I told y'all some of the smartest people out.
That's my last comment. My thing is, not my thing, but when the community has voted on the gymnasium, they have already voted, like we said. And sometimes things start happening internally behind closed doors. I ain't saying that, but things happen. And we don't get to see that because you don't bring it back to where it started. And you have different renderings and we saw the different renderings because Mr. Clay sure brought it out there. But again, that's when that other part of the survey went out again. And it still voted for the gym with whatever. And then we're talking about Facebook. We're not going to get into that. Like the young man said, we just need transparency.
You know what, Ms. Hughes, I would say this, right? You and Ms. Cunningham. No, I'm just trying to tell you. You and Mrs. Cunningham.
Here we go.
What y'all did.
Here we go.
What y'all did was, y'all said, bring it to the people, right? And what I did was, I took it right out there on Myrtle Road, just as you all have requested. The gentlemen, the community flyers were put out all the way around. Was that true? I mean, we didn't just have one, we had several. Right, and everybody put in their input at your request. I did that. And what we did was we took everybody's input, and that's why some of those drawings were amended. Some of the drawings were amended based on what those people who were putting in, that what they said. It wasn't Katrina Wilson that wanted it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted the pool, and I still do. But I did what you guys asked me to do, to let the community see what we were going to do, let them see the renderings, let them talk to the man that was in charge of it. I don't make the drawings, I can make recommendations. But generally, we try to do the thing that the residents want us to do. So it was not just an exclusive issue. You guys made sure that the transparency of the community would be there. That's what y'all asked me to do, and that's what y'all got. I gave it to you. With no resistance. And so the sad part about it is that I too am a resident, and I want food. So I'm fighting for that, like you're fighting for the ADA.
We had a pool at Brentwood and they tore it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Quick update on Leslie Estates, please.
We got a walking team that's gonna get this thing done. We're supposed to get it done for the spring break, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks. All right? I promise. Okay. All right. Yes.
Good evening, councilmen and residents. My name is Patrice Johnson. I wanted to say, first of all, my work have expanded. So I used to organize with Faith in Florida and Broward. Now I'm in Dade, I oversee Dade and Broward. So the night that and I don't mean to sound redundant, but I have to say, this part, that night I came to the meeting. That was my first time ever coming to Miami Gardens meeting, and that just happened to be the night. It wasn't even it was already on my agenda, and I witnessed that. So I want to say that I'm so proud of you for your openness statements of tonight. And I don't mean to sound redundant, but thank you for because I've been seeing you around and seeing your work and stuff, and I never seen you in that light. So I'm glad to see you back in your role. And I wanted to say, in my expanded work, I have been on the ground in Myrtle Grove, canvassing and stuff, and I'm saying this because I want to be behind and work with the people, making sure the Myrtle Grove project is finished. And I wanted to ask this, and I hope it's not like touching anything, but just saying the third kind, it sounds like a curse word right now, but just if that doesn't take place, would you still continue that work until it's finished?
I've always been an active citizen. I'm a person that's gonna always be active here, as long as the Lord bless me with clothing my right mind. And I like productivity. I don't work on anything that doesn't produce something with a purpose and with meaning. And so yes, I'm gonna be a retired resident. I like the word retired.
Okay, I wanted to say before I go, I'm not getting ready to leave, I need to step out for 1 minute.
Okay.
But I wanted to say that first, I wanted to say that's huge what you, have apologized. And I know you said it's gonna be your last time, but if the spirit move you, don't let it be your last time, because everybody's not here that was there, and everybody's not here that, so as far as the spirit continue to lead you to say it, continue to be humble and go that route and make you a beautiful person and a humble person. And God raises up those who humble themselves under this, right? So, but I wanted to say I want to be a part of that work with the people that's trying to do something with this community.
You have a lot of good people. You have a lot of good people here, and sometimes we're on different sides, but they still good people. They go off of what they believe in, they fight hard, and you have to honor and respect that, even when you disagree. And so, the thing of it is that somewhere along the line, we're gonna have to lay down our our animosity with each other, and we're gonna have to join together on a common goal. And the common goal with all that we have together will make sure that we achieve what we have achieved. You know, my mama used to work a lot. My mama used to work a lot. She had 4 girls. And there came a time when she said, you know what? I'm not gonna give no more work anything outside of my home. I'm gonna give it inside. I think that all of us probably have been working, and it's time to really work on our relationships inside. You know, we can't be fighting and always looking at each other suspect. You know, we gotta put down our arms, and when I say arms, put down our weapons against each other. And find the things that we have common, that we can work together on, that we can get together on. We have some mighty issues, I'm telling you as a prophet. Right? We have mighty issues as a city that we're gonna have to deal with. It's gonna take all of our intelligentsia to hold on to this city.
That's right.
And so we can't be enemies. We got to be willing to win some and lose some. I don't know how to say it anymore. You know, I don't want to be mad with nobody. You know, we had a disagreement. It didn't go well. I'm sorry for that. But it's still work that got to be done to keep our city together. Mrs. Hughes, you want to join forces on getting Murder Grove done? Let's come together. But you over there and me over here slows the process. You understand me? I'm not interested. Listen what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not interested in fighting against anyone for what's best for the community. Right. I don't want to do that. You know, I know that maybe sometimes it seems, you know, like nice to get up in the mic and talk loud and say all of this, that, and the other. But it's better to work. It's better to work. So, you know,
I'm gonna ask you a question. You said you're interested in us working all together as a community in Miami Gardens. Does that apply to HOAs within Miami Gardens?
I'm not sure I follow.
Homeowners associations, does that apply to HOAs, homeowner associations, working with the city of Miami Gardens, council people, you guys, to help uplift this community?
You know, that's a tough one, and I'll tell you from what I've dealt with the HOAs, right? They are really private. We don't even own the land that they own. And there are things that we would want to do, like the problem that we have with the Leslie Estates. We want to fix the roads, we want to do the sidewalks. We can't do it without their permission. Right? You know, we can do these sidewalks, but we can't come into your private community and do it unless you give us your permission. And some people, they don't want us anymore. You see what I'm saying? So we are city, but you have private governments that goes with you. Okay. And then we're gonna just about call it over, y'all. Yeah.
What I'm saying, it says let's yesterday these days. You are going to the case. Let's
Yes.
It's on the other side.
Yes, I know. So listen, I want to thank you all for your patience and allowing me to be able to talk to you all for engaging in this conversation. Wait, hey, where you going? Hold up.
It's 8 o'clock, people are trying to leave.
Okay. Anyway, do you have an update on North Miami Beach water?
Oh, y'all need to get money, that's right. Y'all get people who live with me. I have all the paperwork for you, so you can get it. You fill the form out, right? Okay. I say I do, and so this is what we do when we need it. We're gonna sell word press. Real quick, you got to, real quick.
Going to the house.
Yeah, Jamal, make sure you get it. Okay, all right? Okay, and I want you, sir, to say a word. Let's say the closing word. We usually have a man to do it, okay? Listen, we're getting ready to go, and you know, we never know, right? Right. We never know. And so I would ask that you guys keep our city in your prayers, keep one another in your prayers, so that we can be one under God. Is that true? And once again, you take care of your families and your children. And by doing that, you take care of this city. And so, sir, would you mind?
Yes, I don't mind at all. I'd just like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for the words you said and stuff like that. Yeah. And may God continue to bless all of us.
Yes.
And we come together as one.
Yes.
Amen.
Okay, let's bow our heads.
That was his prayer. He said, that's my prayer. Amen. Yeah, quick fast. That was the prayer. He was giving his prayer, but he just said it like 3 words and then he was done. So I'm gonna upload it when I get home because I'm on, I think, like 2%. So I'm gonna shut it off right now and I'll upload it as soon as I get home. Okay.